All right, a new video. It is January 1st, 2026. I thought I would do a bit of a look back on 2025, see what went right, what went wrong, how I can improve going into the new year, 2026. I'm not going to call it a New Year's resolutions video, but that's kind of what it is. End of 2024, early 2025 is when I started doing my body weight workouts with the dumbbells. I don't know if you remember from my early videos, I mentioned that. I started doing that, and I stopped eating fast food for a bit. Really focused on eating, at home, making whole food, actual food, I should say. Chicken, rice, broccoli. I had a lot of that at the beginning of the year. And it worked out really well. I was over 200 pounds to about 190, 185, 190. And I felt great. It's the best I'd felt in a long time. And I think I was just feeling good, feeling good about myself, that I could push myself to, get out of my comfort zone and also just improve, You have this thought about who you are, and it's just good to know that you can look at yourself, say like, no, I'm going to be different, and, actually have it work out, at least for a small stretch of time. We'll go over that in the rest of the video. We'll go over that. Anyway, yeah, early 2025, I was kind of feeling good. That I could do something and push myself. That's why I started. Well, that was one of the reasons that pushed me to start my YouTube channel. And that went well. I pushed myself way out of my comfort zone doing this. I'm kind of conflicted on it. On the videos I posted. At the end of the day, I am glad I posted them, but where my brain goes, what I'm thinking is, I upload the video, and if I saw the video, obviously my family watches it and they support me doing that, but like, if I, as a YouTube viewer, saw that video and, it just popped up in my algorithm and I was like, oh, I'll check that out. And I watched it, I'd be like, I just wouldn't watch it, because it just doesn't meet my bar of quality, if that makes sense, even though I made it, obviously. But I just couldn't figure out how to make them good. This is terrible. This is probably all going to get cut out. I don't know. I'm cutting all that out. So end of 2020 or early 2025, I had really locked in on exercise and eating right, and that was making me feel kind of good. Shocking. It makes you feel good, and that makes me feel good about myself, and then I could push myself, outside my comfort zone and actually, try new things and be successful at them. So that is kind of what pushed me to start my YouTube channel, because it's something that I had wanted to do for a long time, but I just get so embarrassed and, it's so judgmental, about myself. So I pushed myself, started my YouTube channel, and for about 8 weeks, maybe a little bit more. No, about 8 weeks, I was totally locked in on the YouTube thing. It was all consuming. It was like all I was thinking about. All the videos I was watching on YouTube, all the videos I was watching on YouTube was all about YouTube and how to make better content, better storytelling with the videos, and, how to film, how to edit, everything. I mean, it was just, trying to learn as much as I could. It was a bit crazy. That's just kind of how my brain is wired. I find something I'm into, and then I just lock into it for as long as it interests me. So that's kind of what happened. It was literally all my free time. Before work, after work, it was all I would do. So it it was fun. I do not regret it at all. But I don't know. It was just a lot. I feel like I could have managed my time a little bit better there. So yeah, for 8 weeks I was focused on YouTube. I was just able to shut off that like shame portion of my brain, you know, that would watch something back that I made and just be like, ugh, this is awful. And I would just upload it anyway and just said, fuck it, whatever, just upload it. So that's what I did for, you know, yeah, the 8 videos I posted. Was once a week, boom, 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 boom. I was pretty proud about that. I went on a little vacation. I think it was April, I think. And I recorded something there, and I was like, I'll just take this week off. I'll just take this week off. I won't upload this week. And then I just never uploaded again. I filmed a few things and kind of messed around with the editing a little bit, but it didn't, nothing took off. Nothing grabbed me. I just kind of lost steam, stopped making it a priority, and I just didn't upload from then, which was kind of a bummer. I mean, I was excited, you know, that I was able to lock in for those 2 months, you know, and just post. It felt good. So kind of a bummer. I ended up stopping there, but as I said, it was a lot. It was all I was doing, all I was thinking about. So obviously that wasn't sustainable. Yeah, let's see what's next here. Yeah, I stopped YouTube after that vacation, and then April of 2025, my brother, he had been going to the gym. He invited me to start going with him in the mornings. So starting from, mid-April, 4:30 a.m., I was getting to the gym right at 5, doing a 45-minute, you know, like strength training exercises, and really locked in on doing that. Obviously, I wasn't perfect, but 4 days a week, for the most part, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I was doing that for months. And that's the best I've felt in a long time, even more than the body weight and eating right. Just when I was going to the gym, you just feel good. You can wake up easier. You can go to sleep easier. You just feel good. So I locked in on doing that, and that was pretty good. That's the most I've ever been to the gym, really. Hang on, my dog is whining. Bit of a spoiler for the rest of the video, but we'll get to that. What was I saying? Yeah, going to the gym, feeling good. I was just surprised. Beginning of 2025, I was just like locking in on different things and being successful at them, which just felt good, you know. I kept doing that throughout the year. In June, my then fiance and I got our first, you know, dog together. Archie, he's cute. I'll probably splice some pictures somewhere along here so you can get a look at him. He's a handful, but we love him, and he's cute as hell. Excited about that. After that, you know, just dealing with Archie, the whole puppy thing. He was 8 weeks old when we got him, so trying to do the whole training thing and going down that YouTube rabbit hole and just, you know, trying to find something that works. And I'd say he's a 75% of a success. We're working on getting those last few percentage points, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. After that, end of July, I had given up on YouTube at this point. I wasn't even like really focusing on it. I was like, it's been months at this point since I've uploaded anything or even tried to edit anything. So YouTube was just like a thing of the past. But a garage at our apartment opened up, which we had been waiting on, and it was right next to our complex, right next to our building. So really convenient. I ended up picking that up, which coincided with me deciding to buy a motorcycle, just as like a little hobby project, side project thing to try. So I started kind of getting into that, filming different repairs and stuff that I was doing. It's an old vintage bike, so not in the best condition and not currently running that well when I bought it. So started filming with the anticipation of editing that up and posting that at some point. But the videos I was it just didn't turn out. I still might do something with the footage. I haven't given up on it, but I don't know. It didn't turn out how I thought it was going to in my head, and I just struggle trying to find a way to make it a compelling YouTube video. I mean, I excuse me. I just don't know how I would edit it and have it be entertaining to watch. So I don't know. I'm still brainstorming that. It might come out at some point. But yeah, that just didn't end up happening. Kind of a wet fart of a project, but I got it up and running again. I filmed everything I did. But yeah, I got it up and running, and it moves and stuff like that. But now that it's running, I actually have to buy some gear and start learning to ride it, which is, not gonna lie, pretty scary. The bike is super heavy. I got my motorcycle endorsement a year or two ago, and I rode around on a bike for that, but it's just different. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it though. I mean, as soon as it dries up a little bit here, April or something like that, I'll buy some gear and get out in a parking lot and start trying to learn. So yeah, hopefully that all goes well. Let's see, October. So from July to October, I was just pretty much working on, just working, and then working on my motorcycle in the background, filming stuff, trying to make something happen there. In October, that's when I stopped going to the gym. I wish I could give you a reason, like, oh, I don't know. I don't have a reason. I was just lazy. I was like, you know what? I'm going to sleep in today. And, it was tough with, a puppy, trying to like schedule in that, but that's just an excuse. I just stopped going to the gym because I was lazy. And yeah, I got fat again. I was like 185, 190, bouncing between there, going to the gym, feeling good. And then I just stopped going to the gym, stopped really eating well. And yeah, gained all that weight back. So it was a bit of a bummer. Back at around 200 something, depending on the day. It's like 205 pounds. I'm sorry if that's oversharing, but that's just the truth. Bit of a bummer there. In November, my fiance and I, we got married finally. I was lucky enough to marry the love of my life. So that was awesome. And that is pretty much the end of the year. From then, it was just like holidays and, just busyness. So yeah, looking back, it's obviously a great year, also a not so good of a year. Starting my YouTube channel, locking in with food, gym, getting married, getting a new dog, all great things. But then, the reversal, the hard times with the puppy. It's just like, oh my gosh. And, failing at the gym and giving up on that, gaining all the weight back, eating like shit, it's just, I don't know. There were bad parts and there were absolutely great parts. So all that being said, it's like I'm ready to lock back in for 2026. I'm not going to call it a New Year's resolution video, okay? But these are just some goals I have for the next year. First thing is getting back to the gym. There's this app I use. It's heavy. My brother showed it to me, I think. Or maybe, did I show him the app? I don't remember. We use this app called Heavy. It tracks workouts and stuff like that. It's like kind of social media. So I'll post my heavy account on there. You can follow me on there. I'll follow you back, and we can keep each other accountable for working out and shit like that. Next, get back to eating better. Yeah, lock back in, chicken. I keep saying lock back in, but that's just what I'm saying. Okay, get over it. Eating better. That's gonna, cooking at home, ground beef, chicken thighs, broccoli, rice, all that sort of stuff. Just trying new recipes at the house instead of eating out. So eating better, that coincides with saving more money. Last year there were a lot of expenses. I had a root canal. Obviously we got married. We got a puppy. Now there's more things I'm not thinking about, but it was just like an expensive year for us. So we're fine, but it's like, it hit the cash savings a little bit more than I would have liked. So focus on building back up those cash reserves, down payment for a house, that sort of thing. Continue saving for retirement, all that sort of stuff. Really just want to have that be a focus next year. Back to making videos. Obviously, I don't know if I'm not going to be able to do the once a week thing. That was just too much for me. I don't regret, doing it, but I just, at least when I'm starting off and still everything still takes me so long to do, it's just not really feasible for me unless I neglect all my other responsibilities, which I'm not going to do. So I don't know what my upload schedule is going to be yet, but I do want to focus on uploading more. Yes. Next is better time management. That's really, really what I got to focus on. It's so easy for me after work to just, let the evening slip by, just doing whatever. I only have so much time, so much free time, I should say, throughout the week to do what I want to do. So really going to focus on, being mindful of how I'm spending my time. That is, I have to pick where I spend my free time. It's so easy for me after work, just to let the night float by, just doing whatever. Oh, fuck around on my phone for a little bit. Oh, do this, do that, fart around here, fart around there. I don't want that to continue. I want to, just some small goals I wrote down is pick 3 to 5 games to focus on throughout the year instead of, playing 25 games for a little bit and then just putting them down, because then that just doesn't give you at the end of the year, sure, you can say, oh yeah, I played this, I played that, but it's like you didn't really, you just played it for an hour or two and then you put it down. So I really want to focusing on games I'm playing. It just makes them more enjoyable anyway. So that's 1. 2, prioritize reading before bed, making sure I go to bed early enough, even though that means 8 p.m., so that I can read a chapter or 2 before going to bed and still having time to wake up early enough to go to the gym. So there's that. Less TV and movies. That's just, TV and movies, they're good. It's all right, but it's just not my passion, really. It's never been my passion. Nothing, unless it's Lord of the Rings or something like that, nothing speaks to me or I don't know, gives me a super sense of fulfillment like a good video game or a good book, if that makes sense. So less TV and movies. I'm not saying I'm not going to watch anything, but it's just not, I'm just not going to really try and make that a priority. I know I said this at some point, probably multiple times throughout some previous uploads, but no more short form content. I don't know what it is about my brain, but Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, all that sort of stuff, My algorithm has just solved my brain. I open up my phone, I start scrolling, and 45 minutes, hour and a half goes by. I hate it. I just hate it. It's addicting. It just wraps me in just so easily like that. Just one video and I'm just like drooling out the side of my mouth watching these pointless videos that I'm not even going to remember. So yeah, done with that. I've already uninstalled, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much all the usual suspects. Those are the things I want to focus on. I feel like I'm missing a handful of things, but this is all I could think of to write down, to go over. So definitely there's more stuff, but just forgetting what it is. But that's going to be it for that. Thank you for watching. If you do see this pop up and you clicked on the video and you watched the whole thing, thank you so much. Obviously, your time's important as well as mine, so it does mean a lot that you did spend, you thought to spend, the whole time watching the video up until the end. That is hugely important to me, and I hope someday that my videos will be good enough that when you see a new one pop up, you click it, being like, ooh, yes, he uploaded again, But we'll see if I ever get there. Hopefully someday. Anyway, what are you guys gonna do for 2026? Is there anything you're gonna try and focus on? Goals you want to accomplish, things you want to do. Let me know in the comments. I'll try and reply to everything. Yeah, that's about all I can think of. My voice is going. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later on in 2026 with hopefully another upload. Hey, I just want to take the time to say thank you if you made it to the end of the video. Please let me know in the comments if you have any info you think might be helpful to me. Also, if you found the video interesting, please give it a like and maybe consider subscribing. I'd love to have you stick around while I try to improve the quality of my videos and attempt to grow the channel. Thank you again for watching.